Hello, and welcome to our next day of learning online. Our next section is 6.8, which is the complex numbers. And so I've got a couple of examples here that I'm going to run through with you, and then you will have an assignment that will practice some of these skills. So let's go ahead and jump right in with example 1. We're asked to simplify the following expression, which is 3 plus 6i plus 4 minus 2i. So just like we would in any normal case where we're simplifying, we're looking for like terms. So I'm going to use my highlighter just to show that 3 and 4 are considered like terms, and 6i and minus 2i are also like terms. So we're going to combine them together, and we're going to get 7 plus 4i. And that is as far as you can simplify it. All right, so let's take a look at example 1b. If you want, you can go ahead and pause this and try this one on your own, and then you can unpause and follow along and see how you did. All right, so we're going to do the same thing. So I'm going to use my yellow highlighter again, and I'm going to highlight my like terms. So I've got a 3, and I've got to remember that I've got a minus 2 outside here. So, and then I'm going to take my green, and I've got a minus 2i, and then I've got a minus 3i. So, again, I'm going to combine my like terms. So I have 3 minus 2, that's going to give me 1, and then I have a minus 2i minus another minus 3i. So that minus minus will actually become a plus. So I'm looking at negative 2i plus 3i, which gives me a positive I. So my answer is 1 plus I. And there you have it. All right, so now we're going to drop down and take a look at another set of examples here, and this time you can see that we are not adding and subtracting, but we are multiplying. So we're going to use our acronym of FOIL to help us with these. So we're going to take a look at our first terms. So I'm going to multiply 2 times 3, and I'm going to get an answer of 6. I'm then going to do my O, which is my outer, so that's going to be 2 times negative 2i, so that's going to give me negative 4i. Then I'm going to do my inner terms, which is 5i and 3, so that's going to give me positive 15i. And then finally my last terms, I'm going to do 5i times negative 2i, so that's going to give me a negative 10i squared. All right, and then just like what we did when we were simplifying these with variables, we're going to combine our like terms again. So you can see that these terms in the middle would be considered like terms. So I'm going to get 6 plus 11i minus 10i squared. And then if we remember that I squared is equal to negative 1, so therefore I'm going to change this into 6 plus 11i minus 10 times negative 1. So this now gives me 6 plus 11i plus 10. So if I combine my like terms here, I've got a 6 and I've got a positive 10. So that's going to give me a final answer of 16 plus 11i. All right, now we're going to move on to our example 2b, which is 3 plus 4i quantity squared. So if you recall, this really means, let me get my pen, make sure it's working, 3 plus 4i times 3 plus 4i. And then again, we're just going to go ahead and FOIL this. So I'm going to talk you through it. I'm not necessarily going to walk through the steps like I did in the previous example as carefully, but we do 3 times 3, which gives you 9. Then I'm going to do my outer, which is 3 times negative 4i, positive 4i, so that's going to give me a positive 12i. Then I do my inner term, so 4i times 3 is also going to give me another 12i. And then I've got 4i times 4i is going to give me 16i squared. So now I can combine my like terms here. So this is going to give me 9 plus 24i. And then remember that I squared is negative 1, so that's going to just give me a negative 16. And then lastly, I'm going to combine my other like terms, my other set. So that's going to give me an answer of negative 7 plus 24i. All right, and finally, we're going to look at this last example, but before we move on, I'm just going to draw a line in here to kind of separate these two problems because I feel like it's getting a little bunched. Okay. All right, so let's take a look at this last example, example 2c. You may notice again that these are binomial terms, but you notice that one has a plus sign and one has a minus sign. So this is similar to like a difference of two squares. So that middle term is going to cancel out. So all we need to do really is do the first and the last terms of multiplication. So my first terms would be 3 times 3, which is 9. And my outer and inner terms are going to cancel, right? I'm going to get negative 12i and I'm going to get positive 12i. So I don't even need to write those, so that would be 0. And then my last terms would be 4i times negative 4i, which would give me negative 16i squared. And we can recall that I squared is negative 1, so this is going to give me 9 plus 16, and then I just add that together and I get an answer of 25. And that's it. So that is it for our lesson, our first part of the lesson of 6.8, which is the complex numbers. We're going to continue with this lesson in our next day that we meet. But for now, you can go ahead and complete the assignment on page 295, numbers 1 to 27 odd. All right, hope to see you soon.